That's bad.
I don't know if anybody else does this, but when I think of vehicles' personalities, I think, like, I associate a certain type of music with each vehicle. But Jack definitely comes across to me as more of like a heavy metal or hard rock type cat, you know? Like, this guy listens to Ozzy. But we have been tinkering on Jack a little bit lately. Had to replace the oxygen sensor, which I think this is just a used one out of the kit that came with the Mustang. I think this one is still, I don't know. It's acting weird, but at least it runs and it seems a lot happier. We need to change the plugs and fluids and everything for sure, just so that it's done, because I don't think we've changed the oil in this probably since last summer, maybe, I don't know. Transmission fluid, couldn't tell you, so I think we could use some fresh fluids for sure. Well, no, the tranny fluid's probably not super old, because at one point we blew a line off the transmission. So that's probably not super old. And we had to fix a few things. Had to fix the wiring for the alternator because it wasn't charging. Turns out an end just broke off the wire. But aside from that, Jack's seeming pretty good. Seeming. Now there is still a bunch of stuff that we want to do to it, but none of it's like uber, well, I was going to say none of it's uber crucial right now, but that's not entirely true. There's something that we've been getting away with this whole time on the truck. And we've been kind of like not mentioning it because like once you bring attention to it, then it becomes an issue. But this still has the stock rear end in here. It does have some 410 gears, and I don't know if we welded the diff or if we put like a mini spool in it or what. But this is still the stock. I think it's an 8.5 rear end, drum brakes, all that, which is why we've got the goofy wheels on it still, which have done the job really well. You can see we got some ultra fancy Jegs cheapo wheels on the front, which we have the matching ones for the rear, except they are the car bolt pattern, 5 on 4 3/4. The truck is 5 on 5. They do sell these wheels in 5 on 5, but the back spacing isn't enough, so it sticks out past the fender. Don't really want to lift the back of the truck up because that looks cool as hell, to me at least. So yeah, we eventually need to address the rear end. We did buy a Ford 9-inch the other day, like a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, I don't know. We did buy a Ford 9-inch the other day. That is across the street at our neighbor Kenny's, or his neighbor Kenny's, still in an old DeSoto Circle Track car. Yeah, it's as cool as it sounds. I mean, it's basically yard art, but to just see a DeSoto Circle Track car is pretty rad. It had like a 302 in C4 trans, I think. I don't know what trans it was, but I'm pretty sure it was automatic. Kenny bought that just for the drivetrain out of it because it's the same as this truck, which is why I think it's a C4. But yeah, it has the old like plumbing pipe roll cage. The interior is all gutted. It's basically just the body on. It looks like a G-body chassis. So we got a 9-inch in there that we have to pull out one of these days. It should be stock G-body length, which I think is 58, wheel mounting surface to wheel mounting surface. And the trucks are, I think, 64 wheel to wheel. So that is quite a bit narrower. And we were debating on just throwing the 9-inch in the Mustang because it would be pretty close to this, although, I mean, eventually we're just going to get an 8.8 for this. Just bolt it in, nice, easy, simple. So yeah, if we were to put that rear end in it, these wheels have a ton of back spacing. Not a ton, I'm being dramatic. I think it's a 6.5 backspace. I mean, it's deep. So that would, damn near have to get new wheels for it. I mean, the rear end was cheap. I think he paid $200 for it, $200 or $300. We don't know what gears are in it. I'm assuming something like a 410, 456. It'd be amazing if it was like a 373 or 370 in that neighborhood. Jeez Louise, man. All right, cool. I'm a little worried that it's going to be way too narrow for Jack here. But we won't know till we get it over here and tear it apart, see what's inside it. So that's kind of one of the things that's next on the to-do list for Jack, is figure out something for the rear end. And we're going to have to do that because we got this thing making a lot of boost on the brake. And if we take it to like Martin over at 131, and it hooks, if it dead hooks, I think that we're going to snap an axle and the wheel's going to come out and destroy the bedside. That is my biggest fear right now, because this is just a stock C-clip rear end. And this thing trying to leave on 14 pounds of boost, I don't think it's long for this world. But if it holds, we should be able to run deep nines with this thing, finally, which has been teasing us for a while. Like, we'll go to the track, we'll either have a good front half or a good back half, and we haven't been able to put it together. I think our best run with the truck right now is like a 10.2 maybe, or a 10.3. I'd have to look back at either videos or time slips. But that 9 has just been teasing us, and I think this is the year we get it. I do still need to adjust the shocks in the front and slow that down, because right now it's coming up so fast that it tops out and goes infinite and then unloads the rear end. But yeah, rear end, adjust shocks. If this thing can leave, a mile an hour is pretty good for a big old fat ass truck. And we can get that 9. Once the weather clears up, maybe next weekend, then he's been tackling the brakes on the Mustang. Basically just waiting on a line lock and the banjo bolts for the rear. Got all the lines ran and everything. Converters in. Still need to wire it up to the fuel system, get a drive shaft, but it's getting close. And here's the Transbrake solenoid out of the Power Glide. It's going to be kind of hard to get a good connection on that. So, might just have to get a new one. Well, you think Jack's going to start easy?
Well, yeah, faith on it.
Takes it a second to get there, but that's the most boost it's ever made on the Transbrake.
Yeah. Fluid wires are almost up.
Yeah, I was thinking when it first fired up, I thought I heard like a lifter noise or something over here.
Yeah, I was wondering about that too.
Might pull the valve cover off once it cools back off and just take a peek at things.
Yeah, it's like it's clattering a little.
But it seemed to go away.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully this is the season we can take this 17-second truck and get it in the 9s. And then bonus content over here with the Mustang. Trying to make the throttle cable work with the stock Mustang throttle cable. Gonna grind it down and see if we can get it to fit in the LS throttle body. Alright, where should I stand that I don't get destroyed?
Yeah, that was my thoughts too. Seems I was all gonna fly back.
While I'm thinking about it, we might not have to do that. The way that is, I think if we just drill this outer hole bigger so that that can slide in it, it might fit perfect.
But we still got that part there that's supposed to.
Yeah, but that part slides inside these holes already. Because there's an inner one here, isn't there?
That in there.
Yeah, it's a tiny little like, quarter-inch guy. But it worked pretty well. Oops, fuck that up. Oops, fuck that up. There we go. Cool. That saves like 30-40 bucks. One more thing off the to-do list.
Yep.
Well, I was thinking, are we using the tranny cooler over there on this?
I was wondering about that because it does need something.
Yeah.
Didn't know if we wanted to put one up here in front.
Yeah, might as well. There's tons of room right here.
Next, I think I got one tranny cooler left.
Yeah. Yeah, might as well. Instead of spending $100 on one. Alright, that's probably a good place to end the video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, clicking that bell to get notifications. See you next time.